good to see some of the arms that we haven't seen a lot lately perform today. Yoel stretched it out. We've seen that in our training and our scrimmages. I don't know that we'd seen it in game, and we were waiting and hoping, and it came, and I thought his stuff was really good. Mike has been working hard, and the slider has been progressing. I think they found it down there in their pitching lab sessions, and he brought it right out and did it today. And then you saw the fastball velocity. I think with the confidence and the feel he had, it started to creep too. So when he started to get up into the sixes, it matters. And then you complement that with a good 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball, tough. And you could feel the confidence grow as he continued to pitch. And then when you're running a breaking ball there like Holtz does with that kind of spin rate, you don't see that in the big leagues. And he found it today and was able to command it and expand when he needed to get some of the strikeouts. So those guys held that game in check. Tibbs again delivered big, I think, fastball in that he got for a homer, and Max got it started. Offensively, we have to tighten up the at-bats. It's been very loose, not pleased with what we've seen lately, clearly out of the at-bats. It hasn't been consistent with pitch selection, approach, quality of contact, two-strike hitting, situational hitting. It just hasn't been good. And those guys on TV in the big leagues, you appreciate the daily management of an at-bat, and I hope we can get back to that because we have a group that has done it. We're just not clicking and real clean with the at-bats right now. But when you can pitch and you can play defense, you're difficult to score on, and sometimes that carries you through some moments offensively where it doesn't seem to be lining up as well as you would hope. So, good win. I thought they ran some really solid arms. That's a good freshman right-handed pitcher they ran out there. We saw a group of their good bullpen arms. You can see why they're good bullpen arms and why that's a good team. So, good win. I'm proud of our guys for kind of hanging in there, and really the pitching and some of the defense stood out. The double play in the first inning was big to calm things down. And again, Bethune's a solid team, good personality, good base running, depth on the mound, solid win.
With Holtz, like you said, you know that spin's there, but how encouraging was it to see him kind of execute it down below the center?
Yeah, and repeat and throw it. And every pitcher's got a different look and feel and how they need to pitch. And we saw how he needs to pitch. The breaking ball needs to be in play, and then he can show the fastball and show the changeup. It was nice to see that. Like, that's how you would draw it up for him. And Yoel, the same thing. Like, two totally different ways of going about it, but both very effective and complemented each other really well. So that helped. Like, it was a totally different type of arm that they had to deal with, and it was good to see Holtz execute his game.
Is that something you've been wanting to try to do? Get Marco behind the plate?
Yes, we've been trying. It's hard. When he's done what he's done as a DH, I mean, it's tricky to go from DH to a position, in the middle of the game is tough. So that was the way we felt we wanted to do it, and he's fine, and so are the other two catchers we have. We really have three other. Riley Jackson is a good young freshman catcher. So how to work this in is not easy. So I thought Marco handled himself well. I mean, there were some things at the play of the plate, you got to hang on to that, and some of the dirt ball stuff, we know we have to be a little more decisive in grabbing those. But he's athletic, he's confident in what he's doing, he's got a beautiful arm, and he's capable back there. But it's tricky, when you look at what we have available and how to utilize your DH. We've been trying, and this presented a good opportunity.
With Tejeda, how do you use today's performance and kind of use it as a launching pad going forward?
Well, we'll put him back out there again and hope for the same thing. Like, when the right time is. I think he threw 46 or 7 pitches, and he had not thrown that in a game. He did it in a scrimmage, but the pitch count, I don't think it holds from what you did in early February to today, right? So we're trying to build it, and clearly it'll take him a little while to recover. But when you see that kind of command of stuff, there's a lot of ways you can use him, and I would think the confidence would help him a great deal. And just to settle into what this is like here, and there's a lot of different options you have with that type of stuff, you could use him out of the bullpen in leverage, or clearly he's built to start if that ever is needed. But the confidence and repeating good stuff allows you to go do anything like once you recover.
When guys haven't pitched in a while, just how important are those outings that they get in the lab like that?
It's competition. Like that becomes your competition, and it can be good work, but because you don't ever know when we're going to need to kind of push through some innings, it's hard to get crazy with what you're doing. So when they get there, they're short, very aggressive, meaningful, smaller bullpen outings. And the technology that presents itself on that screen as soon as the catcher throws the ball back to them, you're learning on every pitch that you throw, like instant, and you can make instant adjustments, and you can be very aggressive with the work and not feel like you're standing down there to throw 30 breaking balls. Like you could throw 6, 7, 8 and walk out of there knowing exactly how each of them looked and how you felt. It's a great teaching tool, and Micah uses it to his advantage in the intelligence of when to push it and knowing that you may have to contain those sessions because some of these guys may have longer outings than you would expect, like we saw today out of a couple of them.
You've emphasized getting 27 outs any way possible. I mean, you've shown up with 2 full bullpen games on back-to-back days. I mean, just how good is that to see the depth showcased across what could be a challenging schedule here with just the condensed schedule?
No, it's a lot, and you're trying to manage, and I feel like some of the matchups, like to just get them off and running, we've been able to line that up, and we have righties and lefties, so you're not just bringing similar guys into face, left-handed hitters if that's not maybe what you would like. So having the depth and the variety is really good, and I feel like the guys have been ready when they've come in, for the most part, to face the first guy that they're asked to go try to get out. You're going to have to use this as you continue to go through. Like, there may be games where it's a shorter, like more precise bullpen type operation than what you saw the last 2 days. But clearly it goes a long way to see these kids execute in longer outings, like on games where we're rifling through a lot of different arms. I was really pleased with how they responded and answered. Probably today a little bit better than what we did yesterday in the initial stuff coming out of the pen, but overall 2 good days of work.
How much of a weapon is it to have someone like Jarrett come off the bench and steal bases the way he does?
Yeah, he's locked in the dugout. Like, he knows that when his time comes for that, and you have to embrace the role that you have at that moment. And I've never seen anybody do it as well as he's doing that. It's a roll in there and no going in. Like, we know some of the chinks in the armor we're looking for if we feel like we have a chance to run. And when he gets in there, obviously it expedites the thought of when you might try it. And he's done a great job. And he wants to do more than that. Right now, that's the role that he's found himself in right now. And he's embraced that. And there have been big moments in these games that he has capitalized on his running game stuff. But the alertness and the readiness and the willingness to do it starts you off on the right foot when you get out there.